If you watch the market trade like I did yesterday, you realize that's a day you're never getting back. A whopping 10 points of trading range yesterday. This is Invest with Jacob. Alright guys, so the market traded in a whopping 10-point range today, and it was excruciating to watch. I feel like I would have had more action fishing in my swimming pool. I mean, it's like drinking a non-alcoholic beer. You know, I don't know what the point is. Hey, all the calories, none of the buzziness. So needless to say, the market did not make a decision today. Now, we'll get into the market in action in just 1 minute. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the S&P 500. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so as I mentioned, the market did a whole bunch of nothing during the day, and now we're getting a little bit of movement in the overnights. And of course, this is best seen on the charts, so let's jump in and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 5-minute SPX chart, and I mean, look at this. This is where we opened. We gapped up, and then we just traded straight across. I feel like you could have just cut and pasted this day right here and just moved it over one day and had the exact same thing. It kind of looks like that to me anyway. So not a lot of action here. We were looking for the market to push up higher towards 45.07 or make a substantial pullback so we could either start wave 4 or wave C down. With nothing happening today, both of those options are still on the table. We're waiting for the market to make a decision. So if we move over to the futures chart where we can see what's happening after hours. So in my trading room today, I mentioned that the bears were kind of like Bigfoot. Like, I've heard of them, I know what you're talking about, but until I actually see one, they don't exist. But maybe somebody was out there doing a little bit of tree knocking because it looks like we might have a baby bear out here trying to pull the market down and start a correction. They did pull it down, and even though it's a spike down, so this isn't really a takeout, but it is a lower low than the overnight low from yesterday. So that's a good sign for a correction, which is really what we're looking for. Yes, the market can move higher, and we know that, but what we're really looking for is that corrective movement down so that we can understand what our next move is as an investor. So let's zoom out a little bit so we can see this a little better. Okay. So right now we're viewing the overnight high at 44.92 on the ES, on the futures, as the top of wave 3, because they basically price matched it on the SPX. So the SPX went up and touched 44.92 to make the same high in the cash market, but it didn't exceed it. And from there, we've started to get this kind of choppy corrective movement to the downside. Now what we're looking for is follow through. Of course, if we don't get follow through, they can base this anywhere they want and take it right back up towards 45.07. But at least this is a start, okay? So if we zoom this down a little more, we can see our fib levels, okay? So right now we're looking at a bare bones minimum pullback of 44.58. That brings us down to the 23.6% fib. I'm really not happy if that's where we get to, but that at least is a qualifying pullback, which we haven't had here. As you can see, it's just been grinding across with no pullbacks. So that gets us really close to, and if we get to this point, I feel like we'll come down and test this breakout right here. So if we can get just below this 44.58, that's at least a qualifying pullback. But what I'd really like to see is the 38.2 hit at 44.37. That's a more standard pullback and gives us a lot more solid structure to build off of. Now, what's the really important part about this update is kind of the same thing I talked about yesterday, but it's the type of structure that this makes on the way down. If it gives us a clear 5-wave move down into this area, then there's a very strong potential we still have the C wave down to come. So at that point, okay, we would look for, that would be wave 1 down. We would look for a wave 2 bounce, and then we would look to play a short trade off of that bounce, okay, to the downside. However, if it's a corrective structure, which just glancing at this now and how this looks, there's a lot of overlap here at the top. So making a 5-wave structure is going to be a little tougher. If it's a corrective 3-wave structure, which seems to be the more likely scenario, then we're going to look to play the bounce to the high side, okay? We get a 3-wave structure down, which is corrective, and we're looking to play this bounce off of hopefully 44.37, somewhere in that region, but anywhere below this 44.58 would be a qualifying reversal bounce, as it does at least fulfill the minimum pullback requirements. So that's really what we're looking for going in tomorrow is, can they follow through on this pullback? Can we finally find a bear out there who wants to come in and pull this back so that we can find a place to enter the market? And if they can, like I said, the structure will be what we watch. So a 5-wave move down, all right, that gives us wave 1 of C because it is an impulsive move down. And that means we're looking for our wave 2 bounce up. where we would look to short the market at that point. However, if we get a corrective structure, as I said, we're looking to play that bounce long towards 4550 to 4600. Okay, guys, if you like the information that I'm putting out today and you want real-time market updates from me, and you want to know exactly when we enter the trades, whether it's a 1-2 bounce for the down move or a corrective structure bounce for the up move, you need to get in my Facebook group. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you over to Facebook. You'll have to get accepted into my Facebook group. And the only thing you have to do to get accepted, there's just one thing I need. You have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and come over to Facebook, and I'll accept you into my group. And if you scroll down and you hit this announcements tab right here, okay? You scroll down a little further, you'll see our documented trades. So you can see what we've been trading and how we're doing. We've been pretty successful since I've started the channel. And then if you scroll down a little bit further, you can see our Slack channel. And this is just a free chat group. And this is where I give out the real-time market updates, guys. I tell you when we're going to buy, when we're going to sell, exactly what we're buying and selling, our expiration dates, all that good stuff, so that you can trade along with us and make money together. We'd love to have you over there. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Get over here and get in my Slack channel. We would love to have you. All right, guys, so the key takeaways for today. We are watching for a down move. We would like the bears to come out of hiding and bring this market down to at least the very bare bones minimum, 44.58. I would much prefer we get down to at least test this breakout point. And really, the ideal spot is 44.37 or lower. At that point, we'll determine the structure, whether it's an ABC correction down, so we can bounce and go long, or a 5-wave impulsive move that gives us a chance to bounce and then play that bounce for a short trade. That is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.